Bridgeport's new product innovation team has devoted passion, creativity, and effort into designing new time and labor-saving products that provide solutions and meet today's demanding contractor needs. This effort has brought industry recognition, but more importantly, recognition from contractors and inspectors who work with our products every day.
I call it the intangibles. In addition to solving problems, installing Bridgeport's new products assures me and my men the products will perform, be listed, and always save time, so we can move on to other aspects of the project. Let's face it, it's all about time and money.
And the thought that Bridgeport has put into the US 4461 is amazing, right? Universal, minimize the amount of tooling required, made the bolt holes smaller so they don't have to use wafer head screws. It's a huge time saver on a project.
The funny part about it was it's actually not that simple a strap to make, because we're trying to actually make two straps in one. So there are different radiuses, there's different configurations of that strap, and some difficulties in making it a progressive die. So over the years we've kind of tweaked this thing and made it a whole lot better, up to the point where we really have high volume and we're running this thing constantly.
I just like to see the success of people understanding the application. When you show it to them and they totally get why you would want a one-piece design for this clamp, it's just one of those great feelings you get when somebody sees it and they go, I wish I had this. I wish I had this last week. I wish I had this 20 years ago, and now I have it available. And that's because I worked on the team to help bring this product into fruition from nothing, essentially.
Everything right now is based around productivity. So we need to make it easier. We need to make it faster. We just need to continue to provide solutions to the largest sector of our commercial project, which is roofing.
Productivity is important because time is money.
The main thing is it increases my productivity. I can have my guys go through and prefab all the pipes in the boxes, and then I can have another guy come behind him and pass through the MCs and put up all the exits and emergency lights.
With Bridgeport's transition fittings, I can buy many different changeovers for both indoor and outdoor wet locations. They're built better, have a one-piece design, and save costs on both material and labor.
Bridgeport gets it. Their innovative solutions work and meet code.
And so productivity over labor savings is a pretty big thing in the field right now. If we can keep a guy off of an 8-foot ladder, he's going to be more productive longer. Less liability of him falling off the ladder, which will in turn decrease your productivity. It was a very interesting conversation, and that's kind of the area where we're focusing on, is increasing productivity, not just labor savings. Forward thinking. Innovation means to me forward thinking. Thinking outside of the box. Providing solutions that maybe people hadn't thought of or aren't thinking of, and being the first to market with it.
You know, I think I've learned from Bridgeport what innovation means to me is that perfect formula. Is it labor savings? Does it promote better workmanship? And can the contractor save time and hopefully save on man hours so that the end result becomes a quicker job, better than maybe some of the traditional things that he's done in the past?
A lot of people like it, and a lot of people say, why didn't I think of that when it comes to that product? And it's a good one to see out there.
In a very mature market, we have a lot of new products, and a lot of new products in the last 12 years. And that's testament to our innovation capability and our attention to those contractors and the problems that they face every day.
Being innovative and working in an organization that's innovative is a real joy. And it keeps people with the drive to succeed in various disciplines of the organization. Keeps their juices flowing, if you will.
And that was like, yes, we can do this.
I'd have to say the adjustable stop MC connector. The main reason is it's the first of its kind of a cable connector out there with an adjustable stop. And you look at the number of large size MC cables that are out there, and they all vary in diameters from manufacturer to manufacturer for the same trade size. And having an adjustable stop with nothing to throw away is definitely a game changer.
I have had some aha moments, specifically with our Bridgeport products. There have been times where I was transitioning in a wet location from EMT to Liquidite, and our 4360 DC series made it so easy for me. I was able to prepare and prefabricate the Liquidite whip and then go right into some indoor refrigeration equipment. The one product that I wish I always had was the split grounding bushing. And that product has always been talked about. We were able to design it, make it more of a problem solver than ever before. We've actually enhanced the split grounding bushing. We've added stainless steel hardware. So now it's become the go-to product for a lot of wet location applications. Specifically, the solar contractor is looking at the split grounding bushing as their go-to product for both old work and new work.
But you know, the grounding bushing, the split grounding bushing is an idea from some contractors. Now, I've thought of a split grounding bushing my entire life, but never put it to paper. So now you get the guys to put the ideas in. They're the guys who know what they need.
I'd have to say, in my opinion, in being at the NECA trade shows and others, the split grounding bushing. And the reason why is that when contractors see that product in person and they play with it, their immediate reaction is they get it. Number one, you don't even have to sell it. It sells itself. They see it and they see the use immediately. In many cases, a contractor will say, where was this product 3 weeks ago when I had to do $2,500 in disconnect and reconnect of conductors just to install a standard grounding bushing?
Wow, the worst job I've ever worked on. Middle of winter here on the East Coast, in a parking garage, fresh concrete, all poured, the decks, the floor. It was so cold. If we had the push EMT back then, I could have got out of there and warmed up a lot quicker.
When we do renovation jobs mostly, it's surprising how many bushings are missing, and they passed inspection. And it's crazy. This is great because we used to just cut a bushing, plastic bushings, put it on and hide the cut because the inspector would require us to upgrade it to meet code. This is perfect.
One of them is a split plastic bushing, which is my epiphany bushing here, because I've always had I forgot to put a bushing on. What do? We take and we cut the bushing and we rotate the bushing around and we hide it. And now the plastic one that's out there. The listed plastic one that you just snap on after the fact.
I really love this 280 series, and I'll tell you why. This is a one-piece design. It has a hinged clamp, 2 screws. It lets you free up one hand, and the best part, you eliminate the EMT connector and the flex connector and the rigid coupling. So now instead of 3 pieces, you have 1 piece, and it's low profile, and it just saves you time in the field.
For me, a great product is one that the functionality is multi-purpose. Is it gonna install easy? Does it look good when it's installed? Is it gonna save me time on a job? That's very important for products, what makes a new product for me.
When I see a new product from Bridgeport on a job site, I can be assured that the right product information will be clearly marked on the box, from listing to torque and installation requirements.
So for products that we do here at Bridgeport, I like to think that we focus on function right off the bat. You know, what is the function of this? Will people understand the function of this? And when they get it in their hands, will they instinctually know how to use it? A good history now of streamlining the design and new product development so that it makes the most sense to the end user.
Basically, with this product here, the way you can adjust the length of it, you could actually put this in between 2 power panels, cut it to fit this way, and then extend it. So now you can have feeders going from one panel to the other. The way we used to have to do it is try to use a threaded nipple, put the lock nuts on and try to work it back and forth. You might even have to unbolt the panels and try to twist them a little to get this in and then put them back. But this would prevent this. This would be great, either one of these to have in stock.
here at the shop, so when we encounter this, we have them right there, we can use them.
And some of the new products that we're making now, like the safety plates and the universal straps, have really taken off, and we're making a darn good product. Product development is very important, all the way from beginning of concept engineering through prototyping, being communication between the manufacturing and engineering groups and quality groups to take a product from concept through production and have it be successful. There's a lot of work in between.
There's a lot of things I like about the AMC 52QI. The main things are the ease to reposition it. I can just squeeze it and move it. The other things are the large viewing windows, because I can look at the anti-short bushings and make sure my conductors aren't damaged. And on top of all that, it's a US-made steel connector.
What are our customers looking for? They're looking for quality and they're looking for service. And obviously price is always going to be an issue, but we're pretty confident we're throwing something out there that everybody's going to like, and it's going to be there when they need it. High up the scale as far as quality is concerned. I think guys are pretty happy with what we put out in the field. At least that's the feedback we get, or I get, typically.
Now the bases come with their own ground. The Musco system, they come out with their own ground built into them. They have a mechanical lock on the concrete that bonds it. Okay. So we don't actually use ground rods on the Musco bases anymore. We used to have to, but for standard street lighting and all that, yes, this would really be helpful.
I can tell you firsthand, Bridgeport Fitting showing and explaining the benefits of products to inspectors before they hit the field.
And one of the things that for new ideas, we actually have a spot on our website called Idea Central that we push contractors to, because who better to ask for a solution to a problem or a product than the guy in the field. But to take a look and say, drive by a job and say, I wired that building. That 1890 church out in Nantucket, I wired an entire church. You can see things like that and you can enjoy that. It's the tangibles you see. So.
More focus was given to innovation and looking at what sort of products were needed in the market that did not exist yet. And so Bridgeport really buckled down and focused on how can we develop more new products to meet these needs, especially with the changes within the NEC and UL 514B, that sort of thing.
Like our ceiling reducing washer. People see that product and they're like, wow, that's something that I've never even thought of, but I absolutely understand and get it. You want to maintain a 3R requirement in your enclosure. A standard reducing washer doesn't do that.
I think when we're touring the plant, I think the first thing you get is, and the first thing people say is, wow, I'm surprised that you're actually doing this stuff in Connecticut. I don't think you see a lot of American-made. We're pretty well focused on continuous improvement, so that's, I think, what's allowed us to be successful.